Namo Siddhaswarupananda, Paramahamsa Namine, Gora Karuna Swarupaya, Radha Krishna Prestaya Te. Jaya Jaya Guru Dev, Jaya Jaya Gauranga, Jaya Jaya Guru Dev, Jaya Jaya Gauranga. Jaya Jaya Guru Dev, Jaya Jaya Gauranga, Jaya Jaya Guru Dev, Jaya Jaya Gauranga. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadara, Shri Vasudeva Bhakta Vrinda. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadara, Shri Vasudeva Bhakta Vrinda. Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana, Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana, Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana, Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana. Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana, Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana, Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana, Gopala Govinda Rama, Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana, Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana, Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana, Gopala Govinda Rama, Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana, 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 Gopala Madana Mohana.
Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana. Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana.
Gopala Govinda Rama,
Hari Bol Krishna,
Madana Mohana.
Hari Bol Krishna,
Gopala Govinda Rama,
Hari Bol Krishna.
Madana Mohana.
Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana. Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana.
Gopala Govinda Rama,
Hari Bol Krishna,
Madana Mohana.
Krishna.
Gopala Govinda Rama,
Hari Bol Krishna.
Madana Mohana.
Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana. Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana.
Gopala Govinda Rama,
Hari Bol Krishna,
Madana Mohana.
Hari Bol Krishna.
Gopala Govinda Rama,
Hari Bol Krishna.
Madana Mohana.
Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana. Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana.
Gopala Govinda Rama,
Hari Bol Krishna,
Madana Mohana.
Hari Bol Krishna.
Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Govinda Rama
Haribol Krishna,
Madana Mohana
Haribol Krishna,
Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Mohana
Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana, Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana,
Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Mohana
Haribol Krishna,
Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Mohana
Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana, Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana,
Gopala Govinda Rama
Haribol Krishna,
Madana Mohana
Haribol Krishna,
Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Mohana
Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana, Gopala Govinda
Jaya Jaya Gurudev Jaya Jaya Gauranga Jaya Jaya Gurudev Jaya Jaya Gauranga Jaya Jaya Siddhaswarupananda Paramahamsa Jaya Jaya Siddhaswarupananda Paramahamsa
Jaya Jaya Siddhaswarupananda Paramahamsa, Jaya Jaya Siddhaswarupananda Paramahamsa,
Namo Siddhaswarupananda Paramahamsa Namine Gora Karuna Swarupaya Radha Krishna Prastaya Te
Namo Siddhaswarupananda Paramahamsa Namine Gora Karuna Swarupaya Radha Krishna Prasaya Te.
Haribol Namaste. So let us continue our study program. To recap and have a recall, it is about what we focus. So, what will we focus? And it means our meditation. A certain activity leads to a certain consciousness. So, if you look around all the problems that majority face is about the experience of misery in this world. It is because of the meditation, the activities they do, and what they talk about, what they do glorify. I was watching this documentary about those individuals who were in the prison house, not only in the Philippines, but in other countries, how miserable it is. It's like living together with cockroach, lice, and the place stinks, it's uninhabitable. It's like a world that cockroach and maggots live. The environment is very horrible in a way that it gives so much anxiety to those individuals who are in those prison house. So the reason they were there is because of their activities, their meditation, their focus, their goal. So to be in prison, you must commit crime. Stealing, you break the law. And for those who are lawbreakers, they go inside the jail. So let us talk about the program that we are doing. It's another world. It's a world of happiness and life. Because it is Lord Chaitanya's coming here, the world of happiness that fulfills the heart. The world that we experience, especially the experience of those who are in the jailhouses, is a world of misery. So, the process of devotional service is a science. It is a very simple process that laid down by Rupa Goswami and guided by our spiritual master, our initiating spiritual master, our instructing spiritual masters. If we simply follow the process, then our meditation will be where or what we're longing for, the happiness within, a continual experience of happiness that is not touched by this miserable world. It is through the yoga sound. So, here, yesterday, we discussed about hearing the names and glories of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So when one hears the glories and the names of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, coupled with the process of chanting the holy names and discussing about the pastimes of the Supreme Person and following faithfully the instruction of our spiritual master to not forget Lord Krishna, to remember Lord Krishna, and the focus of our life should be in meditation of what is pleasing to Him, doing His will, loving Him. So hearing the names and glories of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and chanting, second is chanting His glories. So when we begin to hear the pastimes of the Supreme Person from our instructing spiritual master, who is the representative of the Supreme Person, about the pastimes of the Lord. For example, we listen to the pastimes being discussed when Lord Krishna was here 5,000 years ago in Vrindavan, wherein He entered the lake and danced on the head of Kaliya. And because of His dancing on the head of Kaliya, the lotus feet of Krishna purified Kaliya's sinful heart, and he's able to do and see the Supreme Person and surrender to Him, to be able to follow His instruction. In the beginning, he's so angry that somebody disturbing his heaven, and he saw Lord Krishna and he tried to wrap him with his coil. But Lord Krishna danced on his head. It's described there that the supreme dancer, the perfection of dancing is exhibited by the Supreme Person. Not only that, it purified Kaliya. And Kaliya was given this opportunity to be purified and be connected with serving the Supreme Person by following His instruction. Before he cannot follow the instruction because he's very angry. So through hearing the names and glories of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, one's heart, one's mind becomes purified. So the meditation now begins to become focus because the mind begins to glide towards that sweetness of remembering the pastimes of the Supreme Person, and it purifies one's mind, one's heart. And when one chants the glories, the more the person becomes purified. Just like in Vrindavan, when there's this demon in the cart and Krishna kicked the cart and the demon died, all the activities that Lord Krishna did during that time, that's the topic that's being discussed in Vrindavan. His glories, how wonderful He is, how beautiful He is, that every day out, day in the morning, their meditation is simply chanting the glories of the Supreme Person. The sweet smile of Lord Krishna, the embrace of Lord Krishna, the walking of Lord Krishna through the grazing ground with His friends and the cows. Unlimited, innumerable activities of the Supreme Person that's being discussed and glorified by His associates. So when Lord Krishna came here, He's enticing us, inviting us to be in meditation of that world because it connects our life, our heart, with His desire, His love. And then when we begin to chant His glories, we remember the pastimes of the Lord. The descending method of remembering comes from the Supreme Person Himself. It is not through the power of ascending method. It is Krishna, the Supreme Person, who enjoys the love that the devotee is trying very hard to render to Him. And He reciprocates by helping, making it favorable and intense. Just like in Vrindavan. So one begins to remember the pastimes of the Supreme Person, even though He's in this material world, because of the mercy of the friend, the loving servant of Lord Krishna, who were able to come in contact, our spiritual master, Srila Prabhupada, Jagad Guru Siddhaswarupananda Paramahamsa, whose world is the world of loving remembrance of Lord Chaitanya and Lord Krishna's pastimes. He allows us. He opens the door, invites us, come. That is the greatest fortune that the living entity who is traveling in this material universe, since time immemorial, to come in contact with such a divine, loving servant of the Supreme Person. So, we can also see if we're making progress. If one makes progress in loving the Supreme Person, one experiences compassion, one experiences care. That love is manifested to us through the effort of the confidential loving servant of the Supreme Person. And we begin to have a taste of that loving reciprocation with our Gurudev and Lord Krishna. It's not imagination. We're dealing with a person. Our Gurudev. We're dealing with Lord Krishna, the supreme, all-attractive, Supreme Person, Krishna, who possesses all the attractive qualities. And when we listen and remember His pastimes that is given to us in writing and discussion with the instructing spiritual master, who is not different from the Supreme Person, who's non-different from Lord Krishna and our initiating spiritual master, Saktabesh Avatar, empowered living entity, we begin to connect our life, ourselves, with that world of life. This world, what we see with our eyes, are all temporary. So, once life, we can check if we're making progress. Because we remember the pastimes of the Supreme Person, and it gives us shelter and protection. And it will be natural for us that we begin to love and care for others. Living entities, not just living entities in human bodies. So if a person chanting for so long and has no desire for care, to share, to give what is being given to him, it is a manifestation that one's life, one's heart has not become purified. Because if you water the root of the tree, the leaves and branches will be nourished. If one begins to give food to the stomach, the body will be nourished. So when the person comes to the point of loving the Supreme Person, his affection begins to be connected with the word of love. He wants others to be happy. He wants others to be protected. But he is not thinking, I'm gonna save them with my power. Rather, he pass on what is being given to him according to Lord Krishna's desire. So one should be checking his situation, his position, his status. Am I that hard-hearted? How selfish am I that I'm given this opportunity and I'm not seeing it? I'm not tasting it. That's why we can check it in ourselves. Look at our Gurudev. Look at our spiritual master, instructing spiritual master. His Divine Grace, Bhaktivedanta Swami. He came to America in a fragile old body, but his heart, his life is the world of pure devotional loving service for the Supreme Person. And he's in that world, our instructing spiritual master and our initiating spiritual master is in that world. And he invites us to enter that world. So we should not lose this opportunity to be in love, to be doing the will of the Supreme Person, to be connected in meditation, in remembering and chanting the holy names, because that is the source of real, transcendental, eternal happiness. That love of Lord Krishna being given to us, embracing us. So the more we chant, the more our vision, our intelligence becomes purified, and we see with clarity where we can direct and repose our heart. And it will be natural that when a person makes progress towards loving the Supreme Person, he begins to care and love for others. It's not about him anymore. It's not about how great he is, how pure he is, how he's on top. It's more on going to the process of doing the work, engaging in austerities and sacrifice to please the one he loves. As we can see with our Gurudev's life, it's a world of love and care. And when we're given that opportunity to see that, then that should be the focus of our meditation. The life, the love of our Gurudev for Lord Krishna and its spiritual master. That should be our main focus. all this temporary glory of great devotee, advanced devotee, confidential devotee, being put forward by those individuals who see externally these wrong ideas being put forward because of impure mind and material consideration. We should not take part in those activities, but rather follow the simple process that's given to us by Rupa Goswami. And here, I'll read here, Lord Chaitanya's prayer. One of his prayer is this: O my Lord, when shall my eyes be decorated with tears of love flowing constantly while I chant your holy names? When will my words be choked up when uttering the holy names? And when will all the holes of my hair of my body have eruption by recitation of your names? So while one is in meditation, connected with the instruction of Lord Krishna and our spiritual master, our meditation is doing His will. And while we are in this world, seemingly, externally, the influence of the miseries being inflicted upon our bodies, miseries caused by the body, the mind, miseries caused by other living entities, miseries caused by Mother Nature, one begins to see that he's separate from all those miseries. A lot of individuals, they go to yoga because they want relief. They want to become free from suffering, not understanding that if they simply follow the process that is being given in this time and age by the Upanishad, by the Holy Scripture, by God Himself, one begins to understand his true transcendental nature. That he is not this physical body, he's not the mind, he's not the intelligence, but rather he's the person inside this material machine made out of material energy. And this influence of time and the pressure being put upon this body through these miseries, one begins to become very focused upon the word of life. And its meditation is simply undiverted when we follow this instruction of Rupa Goswami. Because the activities we do is the all-purifying help, shelter from God Himself. It is Lord Krishna's lotus feet, just like when Lord Krishna danced on the head of Kaliya. He's so fortunate. So now we can remember Lord Krishna when we glorify His glories. Lord Krishna manifests in our mind. The pastimes of Lord Krishna, the meditation is about the eternal world that is full of happiness, devotional activities in loving reciprocation being done and engaged by His confidential friend. Our heart begins to glide towards that world, our life, not with what we experience with this world. So we begin to long to be in that world. Just like the prayer of Lord Chaitanya. While we are making effort, engaging in activities, making a choice to follow the will of God, the instruction of the spiritual master, then we can be very fixed in this direction of transcendental meditation in loving devotional service, because our heart, our life will be focused upon that world, and our attraction will be in the word of life, in the word of love. Our instructing spiritual master, His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, tells everybody, the taste of the pudding is in the eating. Simply chant the holy names. Then everything follows. So here, hearing the names and glories of the Supreme Personality of Godhead is a meditation that will lead us in the transcendental path to be with the Supreme Lord. Because it is following the instruction of our instructing spiritual master, guided by our initiating spiritual master, chanting His glories. The more we chant the glories of the Supreme Person, we chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Hare Krishna and Rama. Hare means the energy of the Supreme Person. Rama means the pleasure potency of the Supreme Person. Lord Krishna means the Supreme All-Attractive who possess all qualities. He is a person. Just like us, can make a choice. So the Supreme Person also makes decision. He reciprocates like us because He's a person. So when He came here 5,000 years ago, 500 years ago, His representative comes here simply to relate to us, invite us to enter the world of loving service, to give our life, our heart, to do the will of God. It is not what is being taught here in this material world. One time, my friend, Yogesh Bardas, he's telling me, he was giving a class. And when he asked, what do you want to be? None would say, I want to be a lover of God. I want to be a saintly person. I want to go back to the kingdom of God. No. Everybody is so contaminated with this desire to do his own will, to live alone in this material world, trying to play Lord, not tasting the sweetness of doing the will of God. The person who loves us, he invites us. So this process given by Rupa Goswami is the science of pure loving devotional service, so we can be very close in that word of love. So what activities we do will determine our consciousness. What activities we do will be the meditation of our life, will be the focus. And we are advised, meditate upon that love, that care, that embrace of the Supreme Person. Meditate upon the eternal pastimes of the Supreme Person, the word of pure devotional service. And we can remember Him through the descending method coming from our instructing spiritual master. And not only that, Lord Krishna now begins to be the driver of our life when we make that decision to love Him. He lets us remember the Supreme Lord as Paramatma guides us And we can confirm it with the external manifestation of the Paramatma, our spiritual master. In the beginning of our practice, we cannot differentiate between the mind, the body, but we have this inkling and drive. I want to have relief. I want happiness. And then we follow the chanting, the instruction. And the more we chant, the more our heart becomes purified. The more we see with clarity. The more we understand who we are. We become fixed in meditation. And then we experience the happiness of remembering the Supreme Person when we chant the holy names. Lord Krishna manifests in our mind. When we chant the holy names dances on our lips, enters our ear. Just like when Lord Krishna danced on the head of Kaliya, same, non-different, coming from the instruction of our spiritual master. Hare Nama, chant the holy names. And let Krishna dance on your lips. And when we chant, we begin to remember all the pastimes of the Supreme Person that we have heard from our spiritual master. We begin to appreciate the love and care, the compassion, the motivation, why our spiritual master is making so much effort. Because he loves the Supreme Person and he loves us. The motivation is about love, about compassion, about care. He wants us to be happy, be sheltered in the world where we will always be experiencing this fulfillment and happiness. But we must make the choice. We must engage in the practice. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. So that should be our focus. Following the instruction of the instructing spiritual master. Not this personality cult. You know what's personality cult? Oh, he's associate of the spiritual master. He may be, And he's very advanced, Coming from his lips. Coming from his assessment. It may be true, it may not be true. But not to be the focus. Simply follow the path of parampara, which is eternal, transcendental, the teachings of Lord Krishna. You want to be safe? Be safe with Krishna. Be safe with the devotee of Krishna. Be safe with the instructing spiritual master instruction. Be safe with the lotus feet of Lord Krishna dancing on our lips. Be safe by following the instruction of our spiritual master and not get diverted from the influence of material nature and the three modes of material nature. We must come to the world of Ananda, meditation upon the Supreme Person's happiness and pastimes. Samadhi, not the miseries of this world. And all of us can know and love the Supreme Person. Anyone? Haribol, namaste. Namo Siddhaswarupananda, Paramahamsa namine, Gora Karuna Swarupaya, Radha Krishna Prastayate.
Namo Siddhaswarupananda, Paramahamsa namine, Gora Karuna Swarupaya, Radha Krishna Prasayate.
Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Radha Krishna Nayanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Radha Krishna Nayanya,
Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Radha Krishna Nayanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya.
Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shiva Sadego Bhakta Vrinda
Bhaja Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Krishna
Hare Rama
Hare Krishna
Rama Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Krishna
Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare Rama
Krishna
Rama Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare Rama
Krishna
Rama Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hari Bol Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hari Bol Krishna,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hari Bol Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Krishna,
Hare Rama, Hare
Hari Bol Krishna,
Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hari
Krishna,
Bol Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Krishna,
Hare Rama, Hare
Hari Bol Krishna,
Rama,
Rama
Rama
Rama,
Rama, Hare Hare,
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hari Bol Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare Hare,
Hari Bol Krishna,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Hari Bol Krishna,
Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hari
Krishna,
Bol Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hari Bol Krishna,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Hari Bol Krishna,
Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana, Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana,
Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana, Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana,
Gopala Govinda Rama,
Hari Bol Krishna,
Madana Mohana,
Hari Bol Krishna,
Gopala Govinda Rama,
Hari Bol Krishna,
Madana Mohana,
Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana, Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana,
Gopala Govinda Rama,
Hari Bol Krishna,
Madana Mohana,
Hari Bol Krishna,
Gopala Govinda Rama,
Hari Bol Krishna,
Madana Mohana,
Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana, Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana.
Jaya Jaya Guru Devi, Jaya Jaya Gauranga, Jaya Jaya Guru Devi, Jaya Jaya Gauranga,
Jaya Jaya Gauranga, Jaya Jaya Gurudev, Jaya Jaya Gauranga,
Jaya Jaya Srila Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Srila Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Gurudev, Jaya Jaya Gurudev,
Jaya Jaya Srila
Krishna Prestayate.
Namo Siddhaswarupananda, Paramahamsa Navide, Ora Karuna Sarvaya, Radha Krishna Prasayate.
Haribol, Haribol, Krishna, Haribol, Haribol.
Krishna Hari Bol Gurudev.